Hello everyone and welcome to Preferred Selection Plays Terraria. This is going to be an LP of me playing one of my favorite games to date, an action-adventure sandbox game by the developers Relogic. I say action-adventure sandbox. Let's talk about what that means, because I think a lot of people, when they first hear about Terraria, they ask, what is it? Which is a fair question. It's many things. It's kind of what you want it to be. When this game first came out, a lot of people said, is this a Minecraft clone? And to them I would say, if you wanted it to be, it could be a 2D Minecraft. But for me personally, this is more of a Castlevania, honestly. It is very much a Castlevania style platformer game with elements of maybe something like a Diablo. You'll see that later on when I start getting a bunch of gear and turning it into this and that and upgrading it and throwing it away almost immediately when it gets me to something better. But yeah, there's definitely, right now you can see my little guy on screen. He's doing some mining. And I should explain what I'm getting. So in the early game of Terraria, you are getting resources so you can start building and crafting things and start your adventure. Those resources... and you are under a little bit of pressure to get this done because there's a day-night cycle. And normally, we would be starting our game at the beginning of this day-night cycle. But because I created this world in advance for this Let's Play, I don't actually know what time of day it is. It looks like the sun is setting, so we have less time than usual to begin our little adventure, which is a little scary. So what we're getting right now is we're getting... Oh, this is scary. We are getting iron, copper, and what else? Iron, copper, wood, a little bit of stone. The very basics to make a few key things that we're going to need very early on in the game. And we can get some mushrooms while we're at it. Okay. We should have a guide. Our guide is swimming with the fishes. That's not good. One of the things I did for this Let's Play is I wanted to start myself off with a few items that would be helpful to you, the viewer, and also helpful for my sanity. And those are, in order, a magic mirror. What the magic mirror does is it allows us to return to spawn point. And these are just items I've taken from another character that I'm farther with. So the magic mirror is going to allow us to return to our spawn point, which is maybe a little bit powerful early on in this point of the game, but I think that it's going to make the Let's Play experience better because I'm going to be digging straight down into some caves, and you're not going to want to watch me walk out of a cave that I've already pilfered. And the thing is, you can emulate having a magic mirror by saving and quitting, and I didn't want to be saving and quitting on you guys and stitching together recordings, so I thought it'd just be easier to give myself the mirror straight off the bat. The other thing that I gave myself right away is this item, which is going to summon a light source for us. That's all it does. It does take a long time to get in the game, so it's a little bit premature to have it, but I think it's going to be very useful in the fact that it gives us a way to see where we're going. I'm doing some basic crafting right now, giving myself some wood platforms, some torches. Those are going to come in handy. Another thing we're going to use wood for is the workbench. Oh yeah, so the third item I'm giving myself, and this is the most controversial one, this is kind of a present for me for starting this series, are B-Wings. And B-Wings are a low-tier wing item that allows limited flight, which is going to really change how my character moves. So let's see. Without B-Wings, I jump like this. It's pretty miserable. It's a tiny little bunny hop. And if I throw on wings, that's gonna change drastically. Now I can like fly around, which, you know, it seems huge. For those who've played Terraria before, this is not going to be such a high jump that it's going to allow us to reach sky islands or anything off the top of a, you know, like, let's look at, you know, that's really high up for how early this is in the game, and it might not be the mobility. It might not be an item that I keep for very long, maybe just for the first couple episodes to show it off. I'm toying with the idea of bringing in different sort of late game items every now and then to show them off early in the series, and just for my own sake to see how they interact with the early part of the series. So yeah, the B-Wings, they might be temporary. I haven't decided yet. Right now, they're going to make our lives a little bit easier. So we're getting some stone. Also, you might have noticed that when I was in my inventory, the game paused. This is not something I'm used to. This is a setting that you can turn on. I turned it on for the Let's Play to give myself a little bit more time to explain what I'm doing. But I think I'm going to turn it off in a couple episodes. I just want to get through the first night with a little added extra time of being able to pop into my inventory and explain things. My god, my guide is way underwater. We're going to go down and talk to him. Alright, so you see how dark the game is right now? This is where that fairy bell comes in handy. So I use the fairy bell, and it'll stay on until I die. So I go and talk to the guide, and the guide says hi to me. If we want to learn more about what our things do, I can show him iron, and he'll tell me that iron can be used to craft iron bars or an iron skin potion. So that's good to know. Alright, let's swim away from him now. I hope he comes to the surface. I've never seen one like be in water before, so I don't know. I mean, they walk around, they fall in water, but I've never seen one just launch themselves that deep. I understand how it happened, but I'm telling you that if you start up your series, you know, if you start playing this game for yourself, it's unlikely that your guide is going to decide to go live in the bottom of a trench. And it's not a big deal if he does, because he will, if we were to run this way. Oh, and just so you know, by giving myself these B-Wings super early, I don't feel like I have great mobility. It's not like it solved all my problems. I still feel really slow. There's a lot of mobility items in this game, and I miss them from playing on my normal guy. But you know, we'll get them back slowly, and I want there to be a little bit of an adventure in getting those. So what we're doing is, right now I'm just running this way to hopefully encourage my guide to respawn. Alright, so come back. Alright, I want to make myself a very quick little house. Oh, that's right. I'm still not used to the fact that this pauses on inventory. Very quick little house. This is not going to be our main base. It's going to be a start. Take some wood. My houses usually aren't too pretty early on. We can start getting a little bit fancier later. Alright, so the first thing I crafted, and if you didn't catch this, I made this out of 10 pieces of wood. So chopping down a tree early on and going to your crafting menu will give you the workbench, which is essential for what I'm about to make that next, which is a wooden chair, a wooden table, and Yeah, let's go with one door for right now. And we're also going to make some stone. No, can we make stone walls? Let's make some dirt walls. We're gonna be super fancy. We're gonna have dirt walls in our house. How many do we want? Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're starting off super kind of chill. This can be a chill game sometimes. That's okay. So why am I making a house? The reason why I'm making a house is because you need houses for your spawn point. You also need a bed for your spawn point. Yeah, you need houses to have a place where you respawn when you die, other than where your initial spawn point is. But you also need houses for your NPCs to move into. There are many NPCs in this game, and they're mostly item vendors. There are a few that aren't item vendors, like there's a nurse that'll heal you. But for the most part, they sell you various things. Okay, so this looks like a suitable house, and we are going to go to housing, and we're going to go to housing query, and find out that this house is suitable. So we now have one good house that works just fine if we wanted to. And in this house, we are going to switch out of a housing query. We are going to go over to, yeah, I'm going to turn the fact that this pauses in, can we not make, I'm going to turn the pause on inventory off very soon because I'm not used to it, and it's confusing me a little bit. So we're going to run down here and get some stone. I don't remember how much stone you need for the next thing that we're trying to do. You might need some torches for it. We can go talk to our guide who still has not vacated his scary place. Where is he? Come on, Brett. Alright, so I know that stone is one of the ingredients in a forge. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we did need 20. So you need 3 torches, some wood, and 20 stone to make a forge. That's good to know. We do have a breath meter when we're underwater. You can see mine running out right now. Coming back on land. Go inside. We're not close enough to our crafting table, I guess. I still don't see the option. Oh no. Okay, so this happens sometimes. When I went to go talk to the guide and showed him the stone to craft it, I threw it at him because I left it in that little explain to me what this does slot. And yeah, there it is. So we threw our stone at him because we weren't thinking about it. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather. I am not. I just woke up not too long ago. This is a falling star. You collect falling stars for, in the early game, things that you can craft into mana sources, and in the late game they can become ammo for a particular gun. Okay, so torch? No, not torch. Furnace. It is nighttime now. For those of you familiar with anything like Minecraft or this game, zombies are coming out right now. Zombies are way stronger than us, so we don't want to fight them if we don't have to. We will later on. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm using my ore, my iron, and my copper at the furnace, I forget if it's called a furnace or a forge, but I am making some slightly better gear for myself. I'm not going to be able to do anything until I get 5 iron. 5 iron ore is the, or 5 iron bar is the cutoff for making an anvil, and an anvil is the next piece of our world that we need for what am I talking about right now? That's what we need to make an anvil, which is going to allow us to craft everything. So, against my better judgment, I'm going to go and fight this zombie. You'll notice I do very little damage to him, and he does he's going to about 5-shot me. And he's going to do that damage in ticks of 2/3 of a second. But we lived. Now I'm going to close that door. That was scary. I'm going to build a campfire and place it in my inventory. Campfire is an early item that increases your health regen, so I suggest building one. They're kind of a waste of wood in terms of how good wood is, but whatever. We need one. We do have the ability to heal. We can heal using the H hotkey, but you know what? We're manly. We're not going to heal right yet. Sorry, that not to be gendered. We are very personally and tough, so we can handle these guys without healing. Early on in the game, I don't even use the first sword you get because it's such a bad sword. Most swords in the game are going to have an arc like our little pickaxe here, but our first sword, if you saw it, has this little weird, it just comes straight out. It's very funny looking. We're fighting some zombies. We're doing okay. Here I'm using that sword I said I wasn't going to use. Okay, so you may notice that I'm getting a little bit of money now. I'm playing on a softcore character, which is really 90% of the Terraria experience is people playing on softcore characters. I don't know anyone who... It's a very small community who plays above that. But softcore means that when you die, you lose half your money. And we don't want that. We don't want to lose half our money, so we're going to put it in a chest. Because you only lose half the money that's on your person. So our money's in our chest. Let's start digging a hole. So a little bit of do as I say and not what I do. When you start your Terraria world, you're going to have a little bit more daytime than I did. And I would recommend using... Oh my god. I would recommend using that to... This is too many zombies for us. Using your daytime... Using your daytime to run around and collect things from chests and vases and whatnot, because those things... I wonder if this sword has better knock... Yeah, it's got a little bit better knockback. We need to heal now. There's a lot of little things that you can... Little destructibles and chests that are littered around the surface of the world that are going to help you out quite a bit. They're going to be way better than just digging a hole into the ground. The only reason I'm choosing right now to dig a hole into the ground instead of surface exploring is because I feel like it, and because it's nighttime and the immediate underground area is less scary than outside when it's nighttime. If for some reason you don't have time to build a house, underground is going to be a happier spot for you than above ground. There's some stone. One of the things I like about this game, a few people are probably going to be wondering why I'm not just playing Starbound, because it's newer. Starbound, the very beginning of the game, I like Starbound, but the very beginning of the game is very, very slow. You have really slow tools. You have tools that break, and like we'd still be working on like destroying like our second block of dirt right now. It really is that much slower. And I find Starbound to be kind of like a relaxing, you go in and you mess around and you don't really accomplish much sort of game. And I don't feel like I'm really good enough at it to demo it. And I also don't really feel like the pace of the game works very well for a single player Let's Play. If you get in there and talk with your friends, you can, you can goof around and entertain yourselves. But if it was just me playing Starbound by myself, I feel like I would just be sitting there boring you guys with very little progress and not really knowing how to play the game. So instead I'm playing a game that... Oh, I died. Alright, so we're going to die from time to time. We lost some of our money, but it's going to be sitting right there. So all we have to do is run back to it. And that's what we're going to do. Where is it? It should be... Oh, there it is. Alright, see that 2 silver on the ground? You'll notice it wasn't exactly half our money. It was, in this case, about 2/3 of our money. It's not... I don't know how exactly they split it up, but it seems to be kind of like an RNG thing between the coins you have on you. Oh, man. Yeah, the first weapon you start off with, you're just not really prepared for nighttime. As soon as we get a little bit more iron, we're going to make a copper sword, and then we're going to be ready. We're going to be full on ready for night. But these guys, with their jumping around, they're a little bit too much for us to handle. Let's kind of lead them over here. Lead them over... Oof. Lead them over here. I'm doing this so slowly. Get back in our cave. And throw up a wall. That's what we're going to do for now. And we're going to keep digging until night ends. Yeah, we're going to keep going down for a little bit. And we will run into like cave systems down here eventually. And they'll be a little bit hard for us, but they'll be helpful. Let's see what we can see. Maybe one of the items I should show off next after I unequip these B-Wings, because these B-Wings are a little bit too powerful, is I should show off a watch, because it would be kind of nice to know what time it is while we're down here. I could just make a watch within this game. That wouldn't be too hard. It'd be a big use of our early resources, so I don't know if I want to do that. It's an option. Oh, and just so you guys know, if I do start showing off late game items, it won't happen to conveniently be like what I need for the situation I'm in. It'll just be like, oh, I think this equipment's cool. Let's show you guys what it does. Like the bee cloak. The bee cloak is fun. It's just a fun little item that I might maybe I'll show it off later. Because it's going to be a while before we get to hard mode. And feel free to say in the comments like what you guys think of that idea of me showcasing things or bringing in little presents from the later point in the game. If it's something that would bother people, would be too sequence breaky, then I don't have to do it. I'm just trying to find a little way to keep myself entertained and also differentiate this Terraria Let's Play from other Let's Plays. You can see on our mini-map we've almost reached our drowned guide. And he's getting hit. We're gonna move away from him because we don't want him to get hit on our account. If you're ever worried about your NPCs being attacked, just get away from them, because enemies won't go after them if they are far away from you. We are collecting goldfish because they are like the... I feel silly saying this, but they're like the second tier healing items. They heal you for 20, mushrooms heal you for 15. Goldfish are basically useless, but I mean, we don't have anything better on us right now. We had a potion that healed us for 50, but we drank it. Okay, that's copper. Believe it or not, we're almost already to the point of this game where we don't want copper. It happens really fast. But I'll mine it. I'll mine it because it's here. Let's see. What I'm doing right now is I'm going across sort of... Ooh. Oh darn. That could have been really good. Sometimes usually these are hollow, and when they're hollow, they tend to contain little chests in their trunks. But this one did not, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to go a little bit of distance until I find some iron. It feels really surreal to have the slimes pose any trouble for me, because normally they would not. And my light source, you notice it did go away when I died. Oh, okay, all right. So we found a chest. The chest is going to give us a forceful spear, which is way better than the weapon we were using. It is going to give us wooden arrows, which we will talk about later, and potions. So we are now above that goldfish tier, which is why I felt silly calling it the second tier. And shine potions. Shine potions are going to give some added visibility. They are crucial to early Let's Plays if you don't cheat like I did and give myself this ridiculous ridiculous item from my other character. Alright, so let's show off the magic mirror. Go back to our house. We found a ton of iron in that chest. So we're back home, and we're going to make an iron anvil. We're going to put it in our inventory, and we're going to put it down. And you'll notice our guide moved into our house. The next nighttime he should be here. Okay, so now that we have an anvil, we can make a few different things. We can make mostly crap. We can make a copper sword. Do we even need a copper sword at this point? Sure. Let's make it. The copper sword is going to give us... Ooh, that's not good. So it's got a little bit of a speed reduction. Gives us a little bit of a better arc. But we're probably going to use this, because actually, I don't show off spears very much, but this one is better than our sword right now by a little bit, so we'll use it. And I think this might be a good point to terminate this Let's Play. So I will see you next time. I hope you enjoy. A little bit longer than our episodes will probably normally run, this first one, but I think it was important to show some things off. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.